Yes. One.
Headmaster,
Oh, Doris, I wasn't playing. I was just testing it. I like to make sure when I return a confiscated article that it's in perfect working condition.
Oh, how thoughtful.
Yes. Well, now, are you seeing me or am I seeing you?
I'm seeing you.
Ah.
I just came to warn you that 5C are watching school's television this period.
How very kind and considerate, but why warn?
Well, the noise. It's bad enough normally with Mr. Hedges and 5C trying to outshout one another, but when one adds television trying to outshout both of them, one fears for one's eardrums.
Oh, yes, I get headaches, don't I?
Most sensitive people do.
How do I usually cope with them?
Well, you usually play Mr. Smith at chess in the staff room.
Oh, yes, of course I do, yes. No, Doris, barrier. I'm not speaking to Mr. Smith, and I'm certainly not going to play chess with him.
Well, that's why I bought these.
Oh, Doris, you make me think of oysters.
Pardon?
You're a pearl.
Oh, Morris.
What are they, some sort of sedative jujube?
Oh, no, Headmaster. Wax earplugs.
And so, unless we plan ahead and devote more time, money and effort to the preservation of wildlife, there will come a time when the migration of the great game herds will be only a story that we tell our children. The future of these animals, and that of some species already in danger of extinction, is in your hands. Goodbye.
Well, it's a first time for everything, I suppose. You were actually interested in that programme, weren't you?
Oh, it was terrific, wasn't it?
I didn't like it when that elephant got poached.
Yes, and her poor little son got orphaned.
Was it a son? I didn't notice him underneath. Well, he looked like a son, didn't he, sir?
Round the eyes, yes, he did.
Just to have her tusks away for ivory. Puts you right off snooker, doesn't it?
I'd say the elephants was all right if I was out there.
I probably hate myself for asking, Abbott, but what would you do?
Pull all the poachers' teeth out.
Well, that's a tooth for a tooth. Now, that's barbaric, isn't it?
Ah, so is killing animals just for souvenirs. It's bloody outrageous.
When he looked at his mother lying there, his little face.
I swear he was sobbing his little heart out.
Yes, well, let's not try and get too emotionally involved. What I want to hear are your practical suggestions.
I told you, pull the poachers' teeth out.
Apart from penal dentistry, Abbott. Yes, Dennis.
Why should people want to poach rhinoceroses' horns?
Well, Dennis, a long time ago, it was felt that
They
rhinoceroses...
use them for aphrodisiacs, Dennis.
Oh. Thank you, Sharon. Well, now, poaching is, of course, revolting.
And his little trunk went all limp.
But let us try and consider animal conservation in broader terms. For instance, how are we going to balance their survival against the increasing rate of civilization?
No, I don't know the answer to that. What is it, Chief?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking you.
Oh, well, leave it with me. I'll have a think. Please, sir.
Yes, Dennis.
What is an aphrodisiac?
Well, Dennis, an aphrodisiac is... Well, strictly speaking, Dennis, there is no such thing as an aphrodisiac.
If there was, what would it be?
Well, it would be like a course of vitamins, only more powerful.
More interesting, too.
A fun.
Thank God. Yes, what have you thought, sir?
Well, I don't claim that she's going to conserve all your animals, but
what about having a weekly whip round to help out the authorities?
Oh, yes.
You know, Duffy, inside you is a very nice young man. Now, why don't you let him get a look in more often?
Nice, long holidays, isn't it?
Please, sir.
Yeah, we're finished with the aphrodisiacs, Dennis.
No, this money. Couldn't we send to Africa and buy an animal so that no one could touch him?
Yeah, a gorilla.
Yeah, we've got one of those, haven't we? Dennis, that's a very, very practical, I think. However, there are certain zoos over here that allow you to adopt an animal, and then there are the societies for the preservation of wildlife.
We could have a bush baby. Oh, yeah, I love them.
Or a black panther.
Now, just a minute.
No, we're on that first one, that adopting caper. We want to do that. Yeah. Right, how do we start?
Well, you start by... I don't know.
Goes through you like a knife, doesn't it? Little mind's all excited and then bang. He don't know.
All right, I'll look up the details for you. But in the meantime, please don't forget the naked ape.
3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Fantastic. Mile of the century. Must be a world record.
Don't satirise me.
Well, don't come bursting into my classroom then.
Well, I have to when that television set has been in here for 3 minutes and 47 seconds exactly.
There is an answer.
Which would be?
Now you're in. Check it out. Thank you, 5C. You ought to bring your other selves more often.
Oh, I never had all this when I was at school, you know. Lounging about, watching television. Oh, why, I never even had a back to my seat.
Oh, hanging out your trousers, was it?
No back to my bench, filthy.
Got a break, Joe.
Just a moment. No one is leaving here until I've assisted with the temporary transfer of my apparatus.
Uncle Norman, you only had your arm.
Yes, well, get on with it and watch it. Spirit delicate. My day moving.
Go!
It was marvellous, Price. Those kids were so involved. They were so engrossed.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, for instance, when I asked them if they were enjoying the programme, they even told me to shut up. That's fantastic, isn't it?
Oh, yeah?
I say, Price, old man, I do wish you'd listen.
Why is it that my ear always spawns a plague of fifth-rate music hall jokes?
I'm sorry, I thought that was quite inventive.
Well, leave him alone or he'll go deaf. This ear is my ear.
Oh, Price.
Well, I'm allowed to. It's mine.
But if they can adopt an animal...
Oh, well, God help the animal, I says.
I'd have thought you'd have been interested in this as a biologist of no note whatsoever.
Oh, well, I suppose anything that stimulates an interest in the animal world can't be all that bad.
Splendid news, Hedges. I've just telephoned my friend in the Zoological Society, and your animal adoption idea is perfectly feasible.
Marvellous.
However, there are certain conditions.
I've got to spend 6 months in quarantine.
What? No, don't be silly. No, it's simply that the larger municipal zoos have discontinued with the practice. But some of the private zoos, which they welcome financial assistance, and I have the name of just such a one in Suffolk.
I know one in Fen Street.
Oh, shut up, Morbid.
Would you like me to arrange the particular adoption by 5C?
Marvellous, and thanks very much for all your help, Smithy.
I say the telephone, as I recall, is in the headmaster's study. Why did you wear your Mac just to walk down the corridor?
I went to a public telephone box. As the headmaster and I are not speaking, I would most certainly not ask to borrow his instrument.
Now, look, why don't you two just shake little wiggies and make up, eh?
Certainly not. The onus is on him to extend his little wiggy first. Say, look at that.
Oh, God, here they come. Go on, boy, off.
I say, you fellows, what's this here?
Kent Street School. Zoo? Oh, yes, of course. Oh, how splendid. The children will be pleased. What's it called? J-E-R-B-O-A. Yes, I've got that. Thank you so much. Goodbye. That was the zoo. 5C have officially adopted a jerboa.
Oh, good. That's the little chap that... What is a jerboa, Doris?
Do you know, I can place the name, but not the face. I'll go and tell Mr. Hedges anyway.
And I'll ring up the chairman of the governors and tell him about it. Hedges deserves all the credit, and I'm going to see that he gets it.
Oh, how generous, headmaster.
Mr. Bannister? Yes, Cromwell here. Good morning, sir. I've just inaugurated a splendid scheme for our 5C. Yes, they're adopting an animal.
Come on, Marconi, we want to watch our nature programme.
For your information, Sonny, the asphyxication of a 112S valve into its socket cannot be hurried.
Niggers, you could have built another ship by now.
Oh, dear. And that's the only valve I've got left.
Sit down, or I won't let you take your GCEs. All right, now, you are all officially foster parents to an animal. And it is a Jerboa. Now, why did you particularly want a Jerboa?
Well, see, we found out...
We found out that it was this dear little animal, you see.
Yeah. Well, what are they?
Oh, and he's the teacher.
Well, do you know?
Well, of course I do. I happen to have been in contact, you know, with nature in the raw.
Ooh, chilly.
So, what is a Jerboa, then?
Oh, yes. Well, it's an animal.
All right. For the two of us who don't know what a Jerboa is, Mr. Potter, it's Latin, jaculus, You've been humorous again, haven't you?
Well, come on. What is it?
It's a desert rat.
Thank you. That's my emblem, right? That's my emblem.
Listen, Bryce, I couldn't borrow your whistle, could I? I'm on playground duty and my pea seems to have disintegrated.
There you are, Pa.
You've been taking that LSD again, haven't you?
It's your class.
Oh, hell, what have they smashed this time?
Nothing. Oh, it isn't natural. I mean, they spent the whole of the time just sitting there, like children. And they performed mystic rites like holding up their hands and calling me sir.
I think you need a pick-me-up, Bryce, eh? Usual.
Aye.
Which one was the vodka?
Hydrochloric acid. Whoop. Whoop.
I told you it would work, Bryce. My methods are paying off in the end.
Ah, don't you delude yourself. It's that magic beast up there, bless his jugular anastomosis.
And his little Bernie Winter's teeth.
Well, by all, Cymriambith.
And may your chemicals never be analysed.
Hey, G-Zins, he don't need a little coat.
He's our responsibility, Erik, and I'm not having him getting a cold in the winter. Anyway, he looks sweet, like a little Walt Disney thing.
Well, thank God we never adopted an elephant. You understand women, Dean?
Do you?
No.
I don't either.
All right, you lot, come on. Outside, get some traffic fumes down your lungs.
Sorry, Tig, we was just discussing our Jerboa's wardrobe.
Well, how on earth did you know his measurements, boy?
I didn't. I just looked at him and guessed.
You looked at him?
Oh, we didn't tell you, did we? We all shot down there on Sunday in my brother Monty's van.
Great.
Oh, well, of course, yes, that's a natural thing to do. All shoot down to Suffolk.
They now keep animals nice down there.
Have a stroll round, Isha?
Oh, yeah. I don't mind. Ah. Isn't it nice, those two?
Yeah.
Mr. Fisackley